welcome to our first ever visit with a new superintendent, Dr. Jared Cleveland. Dr. Cleveland, this is your first day on the job. What are your first thoughts when you think about being the superintendent of the largest school district in Arkansas?
Well, really, it's a dream come true. Years ago, when I was a teacher and a basketball coach and even became a principal and a superintendent at a smaller district, I always looked at Springdale as being the leader. And I always wondered about what it would be like to get to work in Springdale. I never really thought I had what it took to be an educator in Springdale because of the reputation Springdale had. It was really the district set the bar at every level. And so to have been a part of the last 7 years, to actually being here and getting to learn from Dr. Rollins and getting to learn from the other administrators and teachers that are here, it's just been really one of the greatest blessings in my life. Now, to get to follow him as the new superintendent, I am overjoyed. I'm just overjoyed. I'm excited. I look forward to the challenge. I'm really glad he's just, a phone call away or a mile or two down the way at the college. We're going to have a good year. It's going to be different. Here this pandemic, the last of his year didn't seem to be right, how you finish a career. And certainly the start of my career here as a superintendent, that doesn't seem to be right, but it almost is. This is an opportunity for us to close a chapter and open a new one. We can do it. We have a great team, and we have a great community. I'm thankful every single day to meet new people in this community that are so connected to this school district. We don't want to embarrass them. In fact, we want them to help us teach and learn and grow the community together.
And a lot of people have done that in recent weeks. You've brought community members together.
Absolutely.
To help you provide this maximum flexibility in education this year.
Yes, we've listened. We've asked a lot of questions. When you're following guidance from the Department of Education and our governor, who we all believe they're doing a great job. It's hard work. They're going through this pandemic and learning as well. So as they learn and provide additional guidance, we learn and provide additional guidance to our community and our school district. So we've listened, and our effort right now, as it is today, with the guidance we have today, is that we're going to have school August 13th. Now, how does that look? I've had parents say, so what if I'm not comfortable sending my child back to school for 5 days? Well, we're going to provide that opportunity for a blend at their zone school. We're also going to provide an option for a full virtual experience, and that's through via DTSOI. And of course, Rick, you've been on the website. You know where to click and all that, but if parents are out there, they can look on our website and it'll guide them straight to it. So those options we believe are very important. Those options came from our community, the requests. And so we're grateful for the feedback. We're also grateful for the grace during this strange time. We're looking forward to what it might look like. But Dr. Rollins used to say all the time, collaboration trumps isolation every time.
Oh, yes.
And it would be silly for us not to listen to our community and really ask them, what do you see as the needs? And then it's our challenge to meet the needs. So we're working to do that every day. We really want our kids back. We're looking forward to seeing them. I know our teachers they're really anxious about where the children have been, what's gone on with them. Have they been able to eat? Have they continued to read, of all things? They want to make sure that their learning doesn't decrease or have a learning loss. We're looking forward to providing transportation and food service. We're looking forward to maybe having a different kind of learning environment. We're also going to make sure that our staff feels comfortable and safe by making sure the rooms are clean, and we do it all the time, and we're cleaning the buses, and we're cleaning the floors in a way that, not that we haven't done it before, but just in a new and a more frequent way. It's going to be fun. It's going to be innovative, and we're going to learn a lot. So education may change in the future because of some of the things we do and learn today. It's a disruption, but we've been disrupted in our country before. And every time there was a disruption, Rick, from the study that I've done as a history major in college, we've always come out better.
That's right.
So we're looking forward to that opportunity.
You used a word that is appropriate in our district, and it's innovative or innovation. We have the Don Tyson School of Innovation, but it's really an innovative district. And you're almost being forced to be more innovative than you'd like to, but it can be better than maybe even it was in the past.
Sure, traditional education has been fantastic, but parents today look for choices. You know, there's school choice out there. You know, our hashtag has been the choice. We want to provide all things to all people if we can. Now, most of the time that's an unrealistic view, but as a goal for us, we want to provide those options. Whether you want the arts, or athletics, or speech and debate, or all of the things, FFA, that are out here in this district. We want kids to be connected. We want to provide that opportunity for them to be connected, because when they are, parents are, community is. So we're looking forward to that. You're right though, innovation is all around us. You can go to any of the schools. They may not have the tag School of Innovation, but innovation's happening every day in every classroom, really in every minute.
Teachers have had to adjust. You started your career as a teacher.
I did.
What would you say to teachers today as they're having to be a little more flexible than they've ever had to be?
Well, Rick, we didn't have email when I started my career. Snail mail was about all we had, and we would send notes, you know, and we took absentees in a different way. Everything's changed. What hasn't changed is the heart of a teacher and the heart of an administrator and the heart of parents. That hasn't changed at all. So the expectation of growth with quality education and opportunity for the kids after the education is over, and really it's never over, right? We're all continual learners. But the K-12 experience will someday stop. We want to make sure that that technological new age is a tool to use in the education, not the end-all be-all. Nothing will ever replace the teacher and the heart of the teacher. So we're going to use those tools. We're going to use them in a little different way. You might see staff members upload videos of the classroom that day, and kids have access to that class in the evening. That's been happening, but maybe not at the level it might be in the future.
Just the interaction too, when you're talking about the 5 days in class or 1 day in class or 2 days in class, don't you think teachers and kids really miss being with each other?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've got a son, my youngest son is going to the 10th grade, and of course kids are staying connected in a different way through their telephones and through email and so forth, but they want to be with their friends. They're social. We're social. I'm better with other people. I enjoy people, want to be around people. Being isolated can be depressing. It's not good, in my view. Some other people might like it, and there's times for that. It's called rest. Sure. We're happy to have some rest. But 5 months from March to August 13th is a long time for isolation to happen, especially with young children and even adolescents. So they're itching to come back. I know our coaches are itching to come back. They miss their kids. I even saw one of the coaches the other day posted something. He had a football helmet on. He said, "I'm ready to go." So and that's not normal. You know, they're usually more reserved than that, but they're so excited to get their kids back. So having this new educational environment is challenging all of us, but we're all going to get better. And if we have that mentality, then we're not scared. That anxiousness can kind of peel away. Again, we're better together, and we're all connected. And that connectedness is what's going to get us through.
You've reached the pinnacle here. You're the superintendent of the largest district in Arkansas, but you started somewhere. Why did you get involved in education in the first place?
Well, of course, I always had great educators in my life. Yes. My mother was a teacher early on. She taught music and was an elementary teacher. My dad's an attorney, and you know, he's a superintendent now today too, by his choice in a small district. But I got started in education because I wanted to help. I thought I'd be an attorney like my dad because I saw him work every day to help people. He was the kind of attorney that was there to serve, and he taught my brother and my sisters and myself to serve others before you serve yourself. It sounds altruistic, but that's the truth. I didn't think that I would follow my mother because, quite honestly, I was kind of scared of her. She became an elementary principal later, and I actually was her boss at one time. I was her superintendent, and that was a unique challenge. It's kind of tough to be your mother's boss. And she let me know that too,
Yeah.
occasionally. But no, her service to others, she led choir at church. She was very active and engaged with people in the rest home, as they used to call it, our seniors. So I've never not known service in my life. And then I met this little blonde-headed lady years ago, and she was going to be a teacher. And as I began to try to recruit her to like me, because it took a while, I really saw in her something I valued. It's the same thing all teachers have. It's that heart, that caring, that compassionate service, if you will, the love for one another. I wanted to be part of that. I'm surprised that I've been able to become a superintendent, because I used to look at them as, oh, they were so powerful and they made the decisions and they had the ability to hire and fire me. What I've learned, Rick, is that's not the way it is at all. My philosophy of a superintendent, and the examples that I've seen across this state with Dr. Rollins, but with Tony Wood, who used to be the assistant commissioner our deputy commissioner that I worked for, and Dr. Tom Kimbrell, who was the commissioner at the time, who hired me as assistant commissioner years ago. They had a service model. And so over time, I began to think about, what does that look like? And what makes them so good? And why is it I would do anything they asked me to? Why is that? Here's what I think. And it's my philosophy. People can poke holes in it if they want to. It's not anything but mine. I believe the superintendent's office, regardless where it is, it's a support position. Imagine a pyramid, if you will, and that point of that pyramid being at the very bottom on a flat surface. That superintendent, that central office, is trying to hold up that school, because that triangle represents that school. And it's a very tedious balance. It could push left, it could push right, anything can happen in the school district, i.e. pandemic. How do you support your staff to make sure that they provide the highest quality education for their kids? That's my role. And it's to set the stage for others to do their phenomenal work. So I'm blessed to get to do that, but I see it as a service, not to be served. And I want to, over time, for people to see that in me. I want my character to remain the same, which is serve others before you serve self. That's just what I believe. And that's an example that my parents set for me, that my grandparents set for me, and every single teacher that I've run across in my life sets for others. So that's my goal.
You've obviously set that as well. You've already got one son involved in education, and your whole family is very involved in the school district.
Yes, well, we love this place, you know. You come to Springdale, you really don't want to leave. I've not met too many people that wanted to leave. It's an interesting phenomenon. Springdale is like this big, huge, open heart, you know, and everyone's welcome. And you look around, there's no one that really looks like you, Rick Schaefer. No one really looks like me. We're all different. And that's the beauty of this place. And that's the beauty of this district. So our diversity, our love for one another, the fact that everyone wants to shop in Springdale, you know, Springdale folks, they shop here, they do things here, and it's a great thing. But yeah, my family, my son, oldest son, is a science teacher and a basketball coach. The day that I disappointed him most was the day that I became a principal in Magazine School District, because he was a gym rat. He was there with me every day. After school, he ran over to see what was going on in practice, and those boys loved him and he loved them. The day I told him that I was going to be a principal, he said, "Are you still going to coach?" And I said, "No." Crushed, devastated. But I knew then he likely had that bug. We tried to help him maybe go into a different field, and he circled back, because the plan for him and his mind and what was in his heart was to serve others too. My middle son is 20 years old. He's a junior at the University of Arkansas. Guess what he wants to do? He loves Coach Wood. He loves all those coaches that he played for at HAR-BER. He wants to be a football coach and a science teacher. So if that's what he wants, we support him. My youngest son's going to be a sophomore at HAR-BER. he's eaten up with all of it. He loves the sports, but he really loves fishing, which is interesting because I'm not very good at it, but we're supporting him in that effort too. Whatever they want to do, whatever is in their heart, we want to try to help them. And helping them is fine. Doing it for them is another thing. We're not going to do anything for them. We push our kids out there and we say swim, you're going to have to swim. We'll help you if you need a hand. But beyond that, we're just proud of our boys.
Well, Springdale can be proud to have Jared Cleveland, Dr. Jared Cleveland, as its new superintendent. We hope you've enjoyed that little look into his life and also a little look ahead into what the school year is going to be like in 2020-2021. Thanks for joining us for this visit with Dr. Cleveland. We'll have more of these visits coming up in the near future.